exciting.
Woo!
It's great to see.
This is huge.
I'm just going to hold on to this
Okay.
for
Go
just a little bit.
It is being called the biggest upset UFC history. Well, forget UFC history.
Maybe one
Buster
of the
Douglas,
biggest
Mike
upsets
Tyson.
Ever.
Yeah.
How about that?
Saturday night, Holm went into the ring against, and you should know, this is a Ronda Rousey friendly show.
She lives down the
Yeah,
street.
she's a friend of ours.
She's
so,
come here a lot.
However,
yeah.
we're so impressed with you. You left the ring as the new bantamweight champion, and it was a beatdown.
We're gonna have a clean fight. Touch gloves at this time. Come out ready to do this.
It was a beatdown. This is before the kick.
Yeah, this was just the appetizer.
And you know, Ronda was just the aura about her unbeatable. She finished all her fights in 3 seconds and all of that. And suddenly this happened, and the world of reality came down hard on Ronda. And congratulations to you.
Congratulations. We are
Thank you. Oh, you
so
guys are
impressed.
Thank you.
Didn't see it coming, which I guess silly us. And it's good to
So
be.
has it settled? I don't know if it's actually settled. I don't know if it ever will fully settle, but I guess just coming back home, and I've replayed it more and more. I'm like, wow, that really actually did just happen, you know?
Yeah.
The immediate feeling is like that immediate relief, like
Over.
Yeah.
How soon did you know that this was your fight?
I felt like I had her timing, but that didn't mean that the fight is yours, you know? I just felt as the fight was going, I'm like, all right, I got her timing, and my corner just kept saying, you know, stay focused, Holly, stay focused, because you let your guard down for a split second, you know, it can be over, especially with someone like Ronda who's been able to finish people really quickly. So, you know, I never felt like it was just mine until towards the very end, right before I kicked her. I knew I had rocked her with the straight, and I thought, you know what, just capitalize right now, but stay clean with it.
A lot of people talk about, as you know, as a boxer, when you feel like you're winning, you're a different person than if you don't. Did you have a sense that Ronda felt like she was losing for the first time?
It looked like she was losing.
Yeah, as a viewer to us.
But I don't know if she felt that or you felt that.
Yeah.
I think it's hard to really know for me until I go back and watch a fight. I mean, say if it doesn't end early, I always like to go back and watch the fight as an outsider and see what it really is like. You know, I think that sometimes I'll think I didn't even win a round, and then I'll watch it later and be like, I only got hit like twice, but I really remember those 2 hits.
I wonder what it's like when you sit there and watch that. For a lot of people, it's really difficult to see anyone get hit or any, blood and everything. You've grown up with this. You've done this your whole life. When you're watching that, what is going through your mind? Are you desensitized to
my
the
stomach
feelings?
gets worked up, but it doesn't matter what fight I'm watching. If it's a person I'm going to fight and we're watching film, or if it's a fight that's a fight film of mine, I already know the result. I still watch it, and I'm like, my hands get tense and I get worked up because I'm just like, right there, I should have done this or I should have done that, and my mind's just going with it.
A lot was made. I'm sorry. A lot was made out of the fact that Ronda, refused to touch gloves before the fight.
You know, those kind of moments are just, I think, to me, it doesn't make a difference one way or the other. And I think one thing that's stuck in my mind that my coach had told me years ago is I kind of had a little spiff at a weigh-ins, which was that's just not usually how it goes. And it was the first time that it was, they wouldn't even touch each other, but it was
What
the first.
happened at the weigh-in?
Oh, this weigh-in was, she just was intense, got off the scale and came over for this stare down, and I thought, oh, she's ready.
Right there.
My drink down.
And you're like, okay.
My rehydrate drink. I don't want her to spill this.
Oh, okay. Guess
You're
we're
like,
doing
this is how it's going to go.
But this is not your personality to do that.
At this particular weigh-in, I actually just put my hand over hers, and so when she reached over right there,
Snapped it.
yeah.
Oh, really?
Just happened.
And so then when she pulled with it. It just, you know,
Yeah, so she
I
smacked
let it go.
herself.
You've gotten so much like praise for just the way you've handled yourself and carried yourself after the fight. People have been saying you're just a class act and you're so humble, and you really are. And you know, forgive me, I don't really follow the sport very much.
That's
and
all right.
The only person I know was Ronda Rousey because she always comes in.
And, yeah.
But it really is. It really says a
you.
lot about you
Thank you so much. It's
and your
very
character.
sweet.
Can we go back to what you were saying before? So your coach told you,
Oh,
after
so
there was an
I-
emotional moment, he
there
said
was a-
about the fight itself.
Yeah, I had someone kind of, you know, do the cutthroat thing, get, you know, my face at weigh-ins a little bit, and I was kind of, you know, just worked up like, you know, are we doing this right now or what? So, and later I was like, long story short, my friend had made this whole thing with a tombstone before the fight to cheer me up. It was at my doorstep, and it was in her car, and she brought it in after the girl did that, and so it was all over the news, and I was like, man, I hate when stuff gets like this. And
Yeah.
my coach goes, do you think she's gonna try and hit you any harder than she already wanted to try and hit you? I mean, it's a
Right.
fight, that's what you're trying to do
Yeah.
anyway.
It's
So,
a
and I'm
fight.
like, you're right.
Yeah.
Speaking about hitting, everybody saw how badly beaten Ronda was. I have followed your career as a boxer, going back
Thank
to
you.
beating Mia St. John and
Thank
all
you.
that. You fought a French woman named Anne-Sophie Mathis.
Yes.
Who beat the crap out
Yes,
of you.
she did. She laid
When
me
was
out.
that?
Yeah.
What happens, I guess.
Yeah, that was in 2011. the
So
end of
there's a question
2011.
being asked of Ronda, because you got the beat down. You were out cold in between the ropes and all of that.
Yep.
But yet you
There it
came
is.
back and you defeated her, a unanimous decision after this. So it obviously didn't take your spirit out of you.
No, and those are breaking moments. It's a make or break moment. And that fight actually, in a nutshell, I was winning the first portion of the fight. In the 5th round, she kind of clipped me just right, and I sat down after the 5th, and I said, you know, she rung my bell a little bit, and my coach said, well, let's move around. You know, we have rounds on our side. You know,
Yeah.
we still have the rest of the fight, and I didn't listen to that advice. You know, I just kept going forward, and she dropped me in the 6th, wound up knocking me out in the 7th. And those are moments that then you go back and think, man, you know, you have self-doubt. There's mind games you play. You battle with your own demons, really, and your own doubt. And there were moments that I could have been broken there. And before I even went out for the press conference that night, I was cut. They'd stitched my eye in the back, and I was going out for the press conference. And I stayed around for the press conference, had to swallow my pride a little bit just to go do that. And they asked, he pulled me in the back, and he goes, listen, they're going to ask you for a rematch, and you know what you're going to tell them? And I said, what's that, sir? And he goes, yes. Muhammad Ali's a legend. He's been knocked down, and he came back, and he's a legend. And why am I any different? And if I go into detail about that, I'll start crying. But that was a moment for me that I needed. And so I
Defining
never
moment.
doubted myself from the minute I got out, and I thought, I'm gonna do this rematch. And I came back stronger, and I avenged my loss. So
And you worked so
So
hard.
do you think Ronda's going through that right now? Thinking about a rematch and
Oh,
trying
I'm
to
sure.
rebuild?
We'll
and-
find
you
out.
don't be on top for that long, and then, you know, I know for me, I thought if I don't give myself this opportunity to rematch, it's going to bother me for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, we were surprised. She showed up at LAX and she had her face covered up. I mean, this is not the Ronda that
No, yeah.
that we know. She's so confident and everything, and it just seems like her spirit is crushed.
It is, there's a building time after that, and I hate that I've been on the other end of it, but I'll tell you, it was a life-changing experience for me. I really learned a lot about myself and about other people.
All right,
Right?
let me
You're
change the subject.
Be a fighter,
What did I
It's like
tell
two
you?
different people.
I told them that they'd be surprised. I know we have to go, but we're going to go a little longer and screw up the time.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Okay.
go.
Sorry.
Screw up the time. Sorry.
Amy Schumer,
She's
have
hilarious.
Amy
Yeah.
separated at
Schumer.
birth. What happened
You
here?
could be
I know, everybody says that, and I didn't actually know because I was in Australia, so my phone was kind of all over the place, and then I looked and I was like, oh, that's pretty funny because I really like her. I think she's hilarious, and I was like, it's actually the only tweet that I've actually I like on my Instagram, and then I'll like hit tweet and
Yeah.
kind of follow with that, but it's like the first actual just written tweet I've done without like Instagram being attached, and I was like, oh, way to go, bravo. You look
Because people were
stunning.
congratulating Amy for winning.
Yeah.
Right. Oh my gosh, I see something coming in the future.
Oh, absolutely.
Not
Absolutely,
physical, but
yeah.
something coming.
Well, why not physical?
Well, I mean,
Pay-per-view.
okay.
Dana White would love it. Hey,
Not
such
Amy.
a pleasure, Holly.
Thank you
So
so much.
nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congrats. And I love the fact you had your nails done before the fight and they still look good.
I know. I'm telling you, just a scratch.
She has this tiny
the
scratch
tiniest
right
That's
here.
all that exists.
It's the gauze.
Is that even from the fight?
There's the belt,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen.
The smell of leather and gold.
When we come back, kind of a sports note, Aaron Rodgers is maybe the best quarterback in the NFL. He's lost 3 straight games, and now some Packer fans are blaming Olivia Munn,
This always happens.
his girlfriend. We'll talk about that.
Always blaming the girl.
You know you're looking at a winner, winner.
Wow. What did you do to celebrate? Have you celebrated?
Well, I feel like I